Welcome back to the Dirt Trail Running Podcast. I'm Coach Loretta.
And I'm Coach Lindsay. Today we're going to dive into the nitty-gritty of training for Trail Run University.
Yay! We'll explore a variety of programs focused on speed development, vertical gain, and even a couch to 5K, which is pretty new to Ornery Mule coaching. And plus we'll cover plans from 100 to 500 mile mileage plans.
Awesome. And whether you're looking to improve your pace, just get some steps, maybe some really steep climbing, or just get started running like the couch to 5K, we've truly got you covered.
So grab your running gear and let's get ready for an exciting, packed episode of tips and strategies for training for your event for Trail Runner University.
Awesome. So Loretta, please tell me and tell everybody, what is Trail Running University?
For sure. So, Michelle Hartwig and I started Trail Running University this last year. Actually, we've been doing it a few years under a different name called Freeze Your Ass Off, and we've kind of evolved it into the Trail Running University because we really wanted to be able to share some safe, affordable training plans, group training plans for people. And so this last segment, we started out with a 10-week program. It was a mileage program, so you could choose anywhere from 100 to 500 miles to complete in 10 weeks. So that portion is going to continue as we move forward. So people are going to be able to sort of pick what kind of plan that they're looking for. So the first one is more of a base training plan that's really focused on getting in a certain number of miles, and it's based on miles. To be able to achieve. And we use an app or a program called Run Sign Up, where you can sign up for it and then you can enter your mileage every day. So it helps to hold some accountability for you. And you can see, as you know, your numbers are increasing. You can add in your Vert that you accomplished on that day too. So you can see those things and track those. So that's kind of where Trail Run University has started, and now we're evolving and growing it because we've had a lot of athletes ask for more. So here we are.
That's so good to hear. And yeah, I mean, we hear this all the time. This is kind of like people that maybe aren't ready for an individualized coach, but kind of need some guidance. And a lot of people are pretty intimidated to, go from nothing to a coach, which is perfectly, fine, but to do that, but also just having something like this is a guide if they have maybe, they think their life is a little too stressful, or maybe they just want to start somewhere, is really good.
Yeah, and it's also really cool because we have a Facebook group that Michelle and I interact with people, keeping people engaged. This last time was great. People were submitting pictures of runs that they did, and it was just a great community to give you support to get all of your goals in. And I think that that's been really good. And then you also have, of course, some Ornery Mule swag, which everyone loves their swag. So
Yeah,
Michelle's cooking up some new stuff this time. Last time was a really cool Trail Runner University sweatshirt. Um,
awesome.
so there'll be more coming out with that. You'll find that in the run sign up when you sign up, exactly what swag that comes with it. And also, I think a great thing that you mentioned is it's kind of a good way to dip your toes into, like following a training plan and thinking, maybe I do want to move forward with individualized coaching. It kind of gives you that test. I actually have a few athletes that went through our last segment and they ended up going to individualized coaching. So, it's a good way to kind of lead you in if you want to just get a sample before you start doing it.
I love that. And it also builds that confidence and that base that a lot of runners just truly kind of need to really believe that they can do this. So I love that. And the community aspect is a big part of it too.
Right, for sure.
Awesome.
So this time we have three different programs that we're focusing on. So one is a speed development program. So they're all 10 weeks. And this is a really great program to kind of lead you up to your race. So if you've been building a lot of base and now you're starting to want to work on some speed, this is a great way, some great leg turnover. We have things incorporated like tempo runs and shorter, quick intervals. So it's a great way for you to get faster and really raise the bar for going into race season.
Right. And, so many people dread the speed work. And if you haven't ever, truly had an introduction to it, from my experience, just as a personalized coach, people end up loving it. And I have to it's like pulling them away from it as we get closer to a race day. I'm like, we don't maybe need this for your 100 right now. Like, or maybe we can dial back a little bit, but people end up loving it. So I think having a structured plan to show you how to do it properly without getting injured is really important.
Right. And I think the good thing too is some people, it's hard to start doing speed work, but
Hmm.
having it in a plan that you're following and you feel a little committed to gets
Hmm.
you out there actually doing that rather than just doing a bunch of, non-focused mileage. I think
Right.
it kind of builds in that quality piece. So this one, there is a slight mileage build too as you go along, but it's really focused more on intensity versus that big volume piece.
I love that. Yeah, that's truly when I feel my most strong is when I'm doing speed work and when I'm, really focusing on putting that effort in and you just feel so accomplished. So I hope that people really buy into that
Right.
and start to feel stronger and like an all-around better runner.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, all of the programs are 10 weeks long. So you could modify that based on when you have some kind of a goal race coming on. And
Right.
with each plan is a little bit of guidance on how to change it for you, based on maybe how many days that you run or how many days that you rest, and kind of making up some small tweaks if you want. Or it's also kind of you can sort of tailor it to yourself based on how many miles a week you're coming in on. These
Hmm.
programs, so we have the mileage program, 1 to 500 miles, that's focused on mileage, but these other programs are all focused on time based.
Right.
If you are coming in and you're already doing like 6 to 7 hours a week of training, this is going to be like right where you need to be. But then if you are coming in below that, you can tweak it and it kind of gives you the percentage to tweak down. Or if you're higher volume than that, then you can move up and it kind of gives you a little guidance there too.
I love that. So in the end, it is kind of customizable because you're able to pivot if you need a certain less or more approach to it. I like that.
Absolutely. So there's
Cool.
the development one. The next one I know was your favorite. I
Yeah.
love it because I love coaching with other people and getting a little bit of insight when I create some plans like these. It's nice to bounce ideas off of other experienced coaches. So I sent these to Lindsay and said like, "Hey, what do you think?" And she really liked the Vert.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the Vert one. I mean, I truly have only started climbing since I moved to LA because I have no other option. But I was telling you just a minute ago too, I hopped on the treadmill and did some Vert workout for my workout. I'm kind of in a recovery week this week. So it's also a good way, just in a general way to kind of use a recovery week is just to do a vertical climb. It uses different muscles. It kind of brings the body just at a different level. But yeah, looking at the vertical gain training, I was like, oh, flawless. People are going to love it.
That's awesome. And this one, kind of gears a little bit more towards trail running. And also you can incorporate some treadmill,
Hmm.
um, like you did today, or you can do that out on the trails, whichever, works best for you. So
Hmm.
I think this is going to be a fun one. I'm actually really excited about that one and to share it with our community.
Yeah.
A lot of people will really fit right in there. We have a lot of people training for trail races or mountain races, and this is going to be a good way to get yourself ready.
Right. Whether you do have the access like I do to trails or whether you don't. One of my athletes lives in Florida and she loves signing up for crazy hard trail races. And she holds her own no problem. She just came in sixth at the UTMB Desert Rats,
Awesome.
like with some stacked field for the 100K. And she literally trains on flat ground. But I have her making it work on a treadmill. So stuff that's in there that you can, even if it is written for the trail run, you can mimic for the treadmill too, and which is just really cool for people all over.
Yep, absolutely. So, and then the last program is our Couch to 5K, which is pretty new for us, but was a request by some athletes. So we would love to get people started, and it is kind of the gateway, right, to ultra,
Yeah.
start that 5K and moving from there. So this one's going to be a few days a week of training, starting out with that run walk intervals and building yourself up to being able to finish a 5K. Really great place for people that are just starting out to get some guidance and keep yourself injury free as you progress.
Right. And I think a lot of people kind of forget about the basics. Sometimes it's really nice, even just if you maybe were an experienced runner a couple years ago and are getting back into it. Why don't you start there and kind of get the basics down and realize like what a true training plan looks like, build that confidence slowly and safely, and then you can progress to one of the other training plans too.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to go over the plans again, if that's okay, just to
Yeah.
everybody understand. So first we have the mileage plan, which is 100 to 500 miles. You choose, you figure out kind of where you are, and you can go from there. So it's a great way to rack up your miles safely and progressively. improve your aerobic fitness. And is a little bit of stride work in there. And there's also some tests to kind of look at where you are with some mile time trials in there as well. Helps you stay focused and motivated, and also gives you that community space to help keep you supported and keep you going. And then we have the Vert plan, which also it's going to help you build your speed as well. Because hill work is
Oh,
speed work in disguise, right?
yeah.
Improve your economy with those intervals, those hill strides. And then it's going to help you be adaptable to mixed intensity as you're moving through. So that's
Right.
another plan. The other plan is the speed work.
Mhm.
Lots of quick, fast intervals, and also that tempo pace, that steady state run, so that you can build your pace for your long runs, and it increase that as well. And then of course we have the Couch to 5K that's going to help you as a beginner or returning runner to build yourself up safely. I think sometimes returning runners are almost dangerous because they
Yeah.
remember what they were doing before and they forget where they are now. So this will
Yeah.
be a really good way to ease yourself back in and get motivated to keep going.
Absolutely. And I think these are so valuable. And even as you're talking to me on them, I'm like, oh, I'd really enjoy, like, I'm thinking of like how I would enjoy each of these. And I know if I'm thinking I would enjoy them, I know that other people will get the value out of them and really enjoy them too. So I think it's a really big thing. And obviously the community piece is kind of what I'd say what 90% of people are looking for anyway. So having a community and some accountability there is really, really cool.
Absolutely. So this will be coming out soon. So I'll be watching on our social media, our Instagram and our Facebook pages. Michelle's working hard to get it published on Run Sign Up. So once it's in there, you can get signed up and we will be getting started. All the details will be in there. If you have any questions about it specifically, you can feel free to reach out to me on my socials or at my email, loretta.ornerymulracing@gmail.com.
Perfect. So thank you so much for just giving us that sort of overview of each of one of these. And I hope that it's a huge success, and I know it will be. But thank you everyone for tuning into this episode of the Dirt Podcast. And we hope you found some of our discussion on the training plans for Trail Run University super inspiring as well.
Nice. Remember, whether you're aiming for speed, tackling vertical challenges, or just getting started, we have a solid training plan that can make all the difference.
Awesome. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast and learn insights and strategies from trail running in the community. We'd love to hear more of your trail running experiences as well, because that's always super fun for us.
For sure. And don't forget to connect with us on social media, share your progress, and let us know how these plans are working for you.
So cool. Thanks, Loretta.
Until next time, keep pushing your limits and enjoy every step on the trail.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.